What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of the Crypto Breakdown. I am your host, Ryan Mata. Coin of the day, Kadena. So these are my top 5 reasons why I think you should be bullish on Kadena, both short and long term. Let's dive deep. And of course, as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor and never advise you buy, sell, trade, or hodl any cryptocurrency. You can consult your own financial advisor before making any investing decisions. Reason number 1, ecosystem development. We've seen projects like Solana go from 25, 50, 150, now over 500 dApps built on top of their ecosystem. If we dive over to these charts on TradingView, we can see Solana. When Solana launched 25 dApps, price ran up from $4 to $14. They launched another 25 dApps when the market was bullish, price ran all the way up to $58. Over the course of 6 months, Solana launches another 100 dApps. Price of Solana runs from $58 all the way up to $208. In the process of launching another 300 dApps, price of Solana runs from $208 all the way up to $260. Over the course of less than 1 year, Solana launched over 500 dApps, and the price of Solana ran up 8,160% over a 290-day period. So we can see that the number one thing that drives up the price of a cryptocurrency is massive ecosystem development. And that was one of the areas where Kadena was lacking. So the community spoke up and was like, hey, Kadena, if you guys want to see this project scale, we need to incentivize people to build on top of Kadena. Shout out to Francesco Melpigano. Sorry, I know I'm going to slaughter that name, but turbocharging and mainstream adoption of the Kadena ecosystem. So we all look back on 2021 is the year that put Kadena on the map as a compelling alternative for a truly decentralized, scalable, and secure layer 1 blockchain technology. As 2022 unfolds, we want to give you, our bustling community, a preview of what's next. Following the development and the release of a more groundbreaking innovation than any other competing platform in the market, Kadena is poised to make investments to grow and empower our ecosystem of builders, leveraging these paradigm-shifting technologies. So that's awesome, right? The Kadena team heard the community, they listened, they're now implementing and spearheading global rapid adoption of Kadena. Huge. Let's go. Number 2, marketing. This is an area where a lot of people are complaining that the Kadena team wasn't putting out enough content on social media. They weren't keeping the community updated enough. Kadena Eco announces that Paul HSU will be their Chief Investment and Innovation Officer. And he's from Decasonic, if I'm saying that correctly, which is a huge crypto investment hedge fund. And just to give you guys an idea of who Paul HSU is, if we swing over to his LinkedIn profile, Paul HSU is founder and CEO of Decasonic, the venture in digital asset building blockchain innovations. As a tech investor and operator, Paul partners with outline founders to accelerate product market fit and systematically scale early stage companies. Paul's curiosity and conviction in disruptive technology dates back to the dawn of the internet. First as a venture investor in Sand Hill Road, then as a senior executive at pre-IPO mobile, social, and gaming companies, and today as a founder and investor in the blockchain technology. Paul has held a senior leadership position at technology companies in Silicon Valley, Tokyo, Chicago, New York City, and where his expertise in product growth helps stabilize and systematically scale these companies during periods of exponential growth. His investments in blockchain date as early as 2013. Paul holds a Bachelor of Arts from Yale University, where his studies concentrated on economics, math, statistics, and international politics. He graduated with Pi Beta Kappa and magna cum laude. Yet again, Kadena not just going a little above and beyond, just going for the top guy. I mean, when it comes to scaling projects and taking projects from a basically nothing to the big leagues, I don't think that there's anybody better that you'd rather have on your side than this guy right here. So pretty exciting. Number 3, NFTs. NFTs are a huge part of growing any ecosystem, but I feel like we've hit a point in the NFT space where there are so many scams, there's so many rug pulls, and it's so hard to be consistently profitable trading and flipping NFTs unless you really know what you're doing. I think that it's kind of hit a point where we're waiting on that next generation of whether that's NFTs 3.0 or whatever the next evolution of NFTs is, and it's going to come from a project that changes that standard. The NFT standard needs to be taken to the next level, and that's where Kadena stepped in with Marmalade. So Stuart Popejoy steps up and goes, okay, we need an NFT marketplace. Guess what, guys? let me just code you one real quick. So part 1, a better standard for NFTs. Marmalade is a new Kadena standard for NFTs, addressing long-term standing concerns plaguing NFT marketplaces today, which is the inability to enforce requirements on the sale of NFTs. With Marmalade, Kadena is revolutionizing the NFTs by enabling creators, buyers, and communities to interact and participate in NFT ownership and sales without limitations, secure in the knowledge that their unique vision will be enforced forever. And I would read over this article over and over again, but it just basically summarizes all the issues that are wrong with NFTs today and how Kadena's Marmalade standard is going to fix those. So let's just recap on those top 3 really quick. When it comes to growing a crypto project, the number one most important thing that scales that ecosystem is projects building on top of your ecosystem. Kadena seems to be spearheading in that direction. Number 2 is after you get people to build on top of your ecosystem, you need to be able to advertise that. So understanding how to market your project properly to reach the target demographic and scale a project with perfect market fit, and trying to find projects that want to build on top of your ecosystem that are going to drive as much traffic to that ecosystem as humanly possible. Now we see Paul HSU stepping into the game to come and help dominate, and he's coming from a gaming background, and we've seen gaming just make these other crypto ecosystems explode. So if he's coming from a gaming tech sector and he's trying to bring that innovation to Kadena, I think we're going to see rapid ecosystem development and then rapid marketing adoption. If you can't tell by taking a look at their Twitter over the last couple of weeks, if not months, it's like we have a completely different Kadena company when it comes to marketing. So it's very, very impressive. Number 3 being NFTs. We've seen these meme coin projects, all these NFT projects, they bring massive amounts of money into an ecosystem. So seeing that Kadena is stepping up and setting that standard and raising the bar on every single level with everything they touch, it makes me super bullish, not just short term, but long term as well. Number 4 being community. So we've talked about the crypto vortex effect that I've explained to you guys in a few videos on how when you have a layer 1 project, because the tech is so superior and it's so advanced, you're going to find it highly unlikely that big players in the crypto space will not start making content on that project. Now, when we first started talking about Kadena, we were the only big crypto YouTube channel that was actually talking about Kadena. It was about a week and a half later that Crypto R Us started talking about it. It was about a month later that BitBoy started talking about it. We've seen Coin Bureau publish articles on it. And this is what I say when I say crypto vortex effect. Because the community is so important, and we call it trend jacking on YouTube. So it is in my best interest to create content on YouTube that's in my niche and as popular as possible. So when you see big layer 1 projects like this that actually have potential to disrupt the entire space, statistically it was impossible that Coin Bureau wasn't going to make a video on it, that BitBoy wasn't going to make a video on it, that Crypto R Us wasn't going to make a video on it. And because the tech is so advanced, I knew that once people started to understand what Kadena was and what the real potential in this project was, all they had to do was be made aware of it, and then the Kadena community was going to step in and make sure that they were creating content on that. So me as a creator, I have 70,000 subscribers or 75,000 or whatever it is. I want to make my community happy. So when I have a bunch of subscribers like, what about Kadena? What about Kadena? It was inevitable that I was going to make a video on Kadena. Now I just have to be the first, but we've seen it happen with projects like Alpha Zero. We've seen it happen with projects like Polkadot, Kadena, Ethereum. It was inevitable that it was going to happen with Kadena. So we see that vortex effect taking place. And when you see people like Crypto R Us that has 450,000 or 500,000 subscribers, when he goes bullish on a project, you got to figure he's got 100,000 people that are probably going to ape in right behind him. Now, I'm such a small channel. All I did was help make people aware of it. I don't have the clout like these big guys do that really push their weight around. But then we've seen people like BitBoy step in. He's got 1.4 million. He's bullish. We've seen players like Coin Bureau starting to make videos on it and write up articles that were really, really impressive. And that's where I say that the community builds the crypto, because it's you guys that like my videos, that help share my content, that make me want to create more content. Because when these videos and projects start trending like this, I'm highly incentivized, A, because I believe in the project and I'm super bullish on it, have been since I've interviewed Doug back in August. So again, special shout out to the Kadena community. I can't thank you guys. You guys show me so much love. Thank you guys so much for sharing this content. I appreciate you guys. And let's dive into that last option. And last but not least, and probably the single most important aspect, is Pact, their coding language. And I've said this in many videos, so I'm just going to cover it really quick. So if we jump over here to YouTube and we check out a video that I published on my 3rd YouTube channel on January 24th, this was an interview that I did with Typing Kate. She's a 20-year-old college student from overseas studying in America right now, and she taught herself how to code in Pact. So there's people out there complaining that, quote unquote, people couldn't teach themselves how to code in Pact. It was impossible. Like, people couldn't code, their coding language this. So we find a 20-year-old college student that's teaching herself how to code in Pact. So when I try telling people that what allows Kadena to scale and what makes Kadena is the fact that they took a problem being Solidity or Rust, the current coding languages that people are building. Solana's in Rust, Avalanche I think is in Rust, Ethereum's in Solidity, Phantoms in Solidity. So all of the bigger name projects in these ecosystems today are built in coding languages that at the time were revolutionary. But now, to really scale things to the next level and make things extremely secure, you would have to spend 3 years rewriting your own coding language. And this is the secret sauce that I think is going to separate Kadena from everybody else, and people finding errors or loopholes in that blockchain to exploit hacks that had been there for 2 years that people are just now finding out about because people are getting smarter, they're trying new things, bots are getting more creative. I don't really know, guys, but I just understand that Kadena is the safest, most secure, and the only scalable layer 1 proof of work blockchain in the entire industry. Their team is stacked. They're listening to their community. Everything that they're doing from a marketing standpoint and from a scaling and ecosystem standpoint seems to be dead on. So the only thing I will say that I think could separate Kadena is going to be how user-friendly do they make their ecosystem. If they are still going down that cypherpunk era where you have to understand blockchain technology and it's hard to use and the user interfaces are these 8-bit websites that kind of look like they were from the 1960s kind of vibe, like Solana nailed it, absolutely crushed it. Their Phantom wallet is absolutely mind-blowing. The way that they store NFTs, the way that you can view NFTs in your wallet, I think that your crypto wallet is the single most important aspect about any cryptocurrency ecosystem, because when you're onboarding new clients, the first thing people do is they go to a centralized exchange, they buy Kadena. The second thing they do is go, how do I get my Kadena into a crypto wallet and get it off an exchange? So we've seen 3 Kadena wallets now that have came out, and all 3 wallets, okay. Zelcore probably being my favorite, but I think it has some issues, so maybe Zelcore's new upgrade blows everybody's mind, and I'm hoping that that's it. KDX wallet, really easy to use, very user-friendly, lots of little issues that I think could be done better. So if they start continuing to upgrade and making their user experience extremely flawless, I think Kadena is going to be unstoppable. If they don't, I don't really think they got any competition. So I don't know how a project like this doesn't win, guys. I'm sorry. Love you guys. Shout out to the Kadena fam. Shout out to the community, guys. I love you guys. You guys are my favorite. Can't wait to see you guys in the live streams. We're going to be live trading every Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be giving away a couple $100 every time we go live. So love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in the live stream. Peace.
Be calling, left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling.